Greetings, everyone. Today what we're going to be speaking about is this third eye myth. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering what I'm about to say on this, but just to start out, like most people who started on this journey of spirituality and new age information and just the journey of going inside the self, the first thing that came to me was information on the third eye. Okay, and I didn't know too much about anything else, no other chakra, no kundalini, no Merkaba, no anything else, no lucid dreaming, anything. So I started getting into these meditations, these techniques, these frequencies on YouTube that so-called open your third eye. And what I really noticed was I started becoming more disconnected just to life in general. I started becoming more withdrawn. I started becoming anxious. I started developing anxiety, and I just didn't feel right. And at the time, I didn't know why. I'm thinking, like, I'm doing all these meditations and stuff. Why do I feel wrong? Why do I feel worse than I did before all these things? And what I found out, of course, the hard way, is that this whole thing is about balance. Okay, now because it's so popular, the talk of the third eye is so popular, that's everybody puts that at the forefront because they want views, they want followers, and they know it's hot right now. You talk about the third eye and how to open it, how to activate it, but they talk about other chakras as well. But we have to understand is that let's just talk about the root chakra, the one all the way at the bottom, which is survival, food, shelter, clothing. If you don't master the physical world, you can't move up. Now, a lot of these spiritual people, including myself at one point in the past, they shun these bottom three chakras, the root chakra, the sacral, and the solar plexus. Is like, these are unimportant chakras, toss them out the window and just focus on the third eye, the crown, etc. So, but there's a process here, okay? You have to master the physical world. You have to, if you don't have these things, if you don't feel comfortable in life, how are you going to reach intuition all the way up here? How are you going to reach psychic abilities and foreseeing and vision and imagination? How can you do that if you're not comfortable with your life? If you're scared all the time, if you're not, comfortable with your creativity and connecting with other human beings, how can you reach that? If you're not, in control of your ego and your passion and your willpower, how can you move up? Now, the next thing I want you guys to do is look at a chakra chart. You can go on Google and type in chakra chart and look at the images. And what you'll come to find out in most cases is that there's always one chakra that's bigger than the others. And that's usually the heart chakra. Now, you're probably wondering, why is that? Because I always speak to my students and people I do consultations for, I always let them know that the heart chakra is the most important one. This is the one they don't show you because it's the hardest one to open. Because specifically in our society, we've closed off everything. We no longer trust each other. This is the whole reason why they say go back into the mind of a child, because the one characteristic of a child is trust, is love, is empathy. He just loves. He doesn't, go around scorning other people, saying that the world is so bad, even though things have happened to the child. The next day, what are they doing? Out playing, trusting people once again. It's not until adults embed this in them and beat them with this ideology that you can't trust people and you can't trust yourself ultimately. If you don't love yourself, how can you reach intuition? How can you reach higher thought? Okay? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to let go, start working on this heart chakra. And it will hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna feel this pressure in this area when you start working on this area. Start doing meditations on this. Start showing acts of kindness to people, random acts of kindness to people, and you're gonna notice this pressure in here. Just let it go. Let it all go. Let your walls down. You don't have to protect yourself anymore. You know, I know we've been put in situations, you know, especially of us that came up in a hard life, including myself, that we've been trained to put these walls up and put this angry shield up so we can protect ourselves. We have to realize we're in a higher vibration now. If you're here listening to this, you're in a higher vibration now. It's time to let go, okay? And it's time to pay attention to small details like, for the people that are really deep into this information, we know that the Merkaba, which is how you travel through, you know, different planes of existence, which could be emotional, mental, you know, higher existence dealing with the ether, lucid dreaming, out-of-body experiences. The Merkaba comes out of the heart chakra because love is the only thing that can take you to another plane. If you ever been in true love before, you know what I'm talking about. It's the only thing that can take you to another plane of existence. So what I want you guys to do is really pay attention to that and really focus on this energy. And if you guys need help, you know you can always set a consultation up with me at www.occulthealing.net. Go to the services and products page, and I can help you go through this process, you know, because I know there's a lot of pain dealing with this heart chakra, this heart area, you know, so don't let them, you know, keep you focused up here, because what's going to happen is if you don't take care down here, you're going to be unbalanced. This whole life is about balance. Okay, this is why there's 4 elements: earth, water, wind, fire. You have to master all these elements and become balanced. You have to balance your earth. The spiritual is not all about spiritual. Most people would like to tell you it's all about spirituality now, and the physical realm doesn't exist. But guess what? The physical realm is spiritual. It's manifesting outside of you and outside of your personal thoughts. Everything you can see and touch is spiritual. Every person you meet is spiritual. It's coming outside of you. So where do you work at the most? The heart. Trust in yourself, trust in others, and you'll see a change in life. So I hope you guys take this information and use it. So I will leave you in Hotep, Namaste, and Ashe. One love.